So you want to create a home that will be warmer in winter and cooler in summer. Polyester insulation is definitely the way to go, and with Mammoth Multi, it couldn't be easier to do it yourself. Mammoth Multi can be installed in your ceiling, walls, and under the floor. It's your one-stop DIY insulation solution, designed with you in mind so you can easily create a healthier, warmer home. It's safe to install. It won't irritate your skin when you touch it. In fact, it's made from the same material you find in many pillows and duvets. There's no need for staples, removing the danger of electrocution. It's easy to install. Manufactured in sections, it's easy to install as it is friction fitted and squeezed to fit tightly between trusses, studs, or joists. It will save you money. Insulating your home will reduce your heating costs. For example, up to 30% of heat from inside your home is lost through the ceiling if you don't have effective insulation. And the feel-good factor. Mammoth Multi is manufactured using fibres made from recycled plastic bottles. And it's 100% recyclable, so you can feel good about doing your bit to protect the environment. So, where do you start? Mammoth Multi is very simple to install, so you don't need a lot of gear. We recommend that you have the following items on hand: a sharp knife or insulation saw from Barco, a tape measure, glow spray paint, and of course your stylish DIY clothes and the time to install. If you're not a fan of spiders and dust, then gloves, a dust mask and goggles might come in handy. Mammoth Multi comes in 4 different widths, so which one do you need for your home? You need to buy the product width that is best suited for the framing size of your ceiling, wall or underfloor. Grab your tape measure and measure the inside of the stud, trusses or joists of the area that you're insulating. The widths will differ, so make sure you take the time to measure them properly. This table will help you buy the Mammoth Multi you need. The next steps are easy. Whether you're installing Mammoth Multi in the ceiling, walls or under the floor, the steps you'll use are all very similar. Installing Mammoth Multi is simple. Just take a look at how easy it is. Measure the various spaces between the studs on the wall, ceiling or underfloor joists. Cut the product to fit with a sharp knife on a clear, flat surface. Mammoth Multi has been designed to be squeezed between the framing and the walls, under the floor and in the ceiling. In the ceiling, begin the installation in the furthermost corner and work towards the manhole. The product is designed to be friction fitted between the ceiling trusses or joists. Place the ceiling pad in the ceiling bay between the trusses or joists. Make sure that there are no gaps between the pad and the ceiling battens. Fit the next pad of the product by butting both joints together without gaps or undue compression. To achieve a higher R value, we recommend that you also install Mammoth Ceiling Blanket over top of the Multi. Gently pull the blanket over the ceiling joists at a 90-degree angle. Cover the entire ceiling, ensuring that there is at least a 25mm gap between the insulation and the roof or underlay. Under the floor, the long edge of the pad sits against the inside of the joist. Fit the pad hard up to the floorboards, squeezing the product on both sides of the joist. Fit the next pad of the product by butting both joints together without gaps or undue compression. Under the floor, you can fold the product to fit between the floor joists. It can hang up to 15mm below the floor joist. In the wall, ensure the product fits tightly between the studs. If fitted correctly, Mammoth will not bulge in the wall and cause damage to your plasterboard or touch your building paper. Fill all the standard spaces first and then move on to fill the narrower gaps. Any offcuts will be useful for narrow gaps that commonly occur around doors, windows and non-standard stud widths in the wall, joists and battens in the ceiling, pipes such as waste and gas pipes under the floor. Check to make the product is fitted well. It needs to A. sit firmly in place and be flat, with no tucks, creases or folds, and B. have no gaps between the framing and the product. When installing Mammoth Multi, there are a couple of things you'll come across in the ceiling, walls or under the floor. For example, electrical wires. Mark the position of the wire and slit insulation roughly to the middle of its thickness. Do not cut insulation near to electrical wires. Install your insulation by wrapping it around the wire. For pipes under the floor, maintain a 100mm gap between the Mammoth multi and the waste pipes. This will ensure adequate room for a serviceman requiring access to the pipes. Lights. For lights under the floor, maintain a 200mm gap between the Mammoth multi and the light. For downlights in the ceiling, the manufacturer of your downlights will have a recommended clearance zone around the light. If this is not available, we recommend a clearance of 100mm. And that's it, it's that easy. Now you can sit back, relax, and show your mates your clever handiwork. You'll wonder why you waited so long to insulate your home with Mammoth Multi.